Hello, it's Allie. Today we are going to be working on the weekly spreads for the month of April. I use these weekly spreads to keep track of my class assignments, my doctor's appointments, my meetings, anything that just, needs to be organized. I do. I'm kind of showing you some of the paints that I used. Some of the other art mediums that I used are very interesting. This whole video I kind of wanted to show you guys how diverse you can be with the type of art media you use, and you'll see some of the different ones I use here. So let's get into it. So the first art medium I used was watercolor, and I used that color right there along with this gold, some white ink and white pen. And I kind of did it already beforehand just because it took me a couple tries to get it to where it was. On the left I used the ink, and on the right I used the white pen. You guys will have to let me know which one you preferred. And if you can't tell what they are waves. I did my best. I like how they came out. I thought that I loved adding the gold layer on top as if it was a sun setting on the waves. And so I'm just cutting these out so I can put them in my bullet journal, which is right here. So I'm just opening up to the spread, and as you can see, I already went ahead and did the calligraphy for the days. Ooh, shaky camera. And I'm just gluing these down. As you can see, I didn't do it very prettily. I got a little too excited and did it a little quickly, but the second one went on a lot easier. And so I'm just trimming off the excess paper so it's not sticking awkwardly out of my journal ready to cut me up or something. This is a little sneak peek into what I'm going to be doing on the next page. As you can see, they're fish, but something unexpected. I took that middle piece that I cut out and glued it on there because I just really liked how the watercolor looked on it. The next art medium that I'm going to be using are the Tombow brush markers, and those usually are for calligraphy, but they can also be for art as well. And so I'm just using some basic colors here, some browns, some orange, and some blues to kind of give that koi fish feel, like yin yang swimming in someone's backyard pond. Just very calming, very going for this aesthetic of peace. Ooh, that was a hard word. I used to be an English major, so I can use big words sometimes. May not say them correctly, but I'll use them. And so I'm just filling in with these colors. I use a little bit of a pointillism to kind of give texture to the koi fish. And then after that, I use, as you can see, I'm using this kind of teal blue. And if I were to do this again, I would choose blues that were a little bit more closer in color to each other to add a little bit of a better layer. I think I kind of made them very stark and different from each other. As you can see, I was trying to add some shadow and layer to the water. I know I chose water twice. Maybe this is more of a rain theme. But yeah, this is where I think I made the mistake. I was looking for a shadow effect, but it just kind of was too dark for what I was wanting. And so it still looks fine. I liked how it turned out, but I would definitely use a different shade than what I did, and that happens when we are making art, and working on our journals. We sometimes make mistakes. Some we cover up and some we just leave as they are. And I can show you guys a video on how to cover up your mistakes. It's never the end of the world if you make a mistake on a page. You can always start over. You can always find a way to make it more acceptable to what your vision is. And so I'm also adding a little element because I could have left them without the I could have done it with just the markers, but on an added level, I decided to use pen and line art to add some texture, another added layer of texture to the fish. And then, ooh, look at this skill. I didn't draw the circle out. I have a circle maker that I use. Anyway, boop, ta-da. I'm doing my best to make sure this video isn't too long. As you can see, our next art medium that I'm going to be using are the Acrylograph Archer and Olive pens. And they are such pretty colors. I have four now, because I have the limited time Amanda Rachel Lee ones as well. But yeah, here I'm just making a very simple spread. The longest portion of this is simply just coloring everything in. And I do some jump cuts in between because I know no one wants to watch me color in flowers for 15 minutes. But this is just another way that you can use art to help you with your spreads. And I actually got inspiration for this one from an Instagram user. I really loved how they used this flowery detail in the middle. I just thought it was very crisp and clean, but it also gave me enough room so that I could fill in, because that's as much as I want to make them super artsy and creative, I also have to make sure that I'm leaving myself enough space to put in all the work that I have to do for school, for YouTube, for my doctor's appointments, for my dentist appointment, all the things that we have to keep track of in life. I have to make sure that I leave room for me to actually write that in. So I love getting inspiration from other people on how to leave enough room but still keep that element of art, because as I know, everyone is busy and everyone has things that they have to do and get done, so they need that space. And so this is one of those spreads where there's definitely a lot of room left. There's jump cut one. Yeah, these blue flowers kind of took a while to fill in. But yeah, I was really happy with the end result of what they looked like when I finished. I want to give you guys inspiration, from my journals, and hopefully, if you're a journaler as well, I would love to see what you guys come up with and what you guys do with your art. Definitely send that to me through Instagram, through my TikTok, just any place. I didn't do any jump cuts on these green flowers because they were a little simpler and quicker to put in. And if you've made it this far in the video, please subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you. And by we, I mean me. Also give this a like and let me know in the comments how you think I can improve. So back to the video. Like I said, I use a lot of different art mediums here. These leaves were kind of very quick and easy. All I had to do was draw the outline of the leaf and then leave some space with some lines. So definitely have to shake it to get the ink out. Definitely took maybe like 15 minutes to do all together, which is still a little long for some people, but you use the art supplies that you have. And in other videos, I'll show you some more of the art supplies that I have and use, so you can see all the different types of ways that you can use art mediums in your journal. And I'm not a shameless plug. They did not pay me to say this, but I think of the journals I've tried, Notebook Therapy and Archer and Olive have the best ones when it comes to using heavier art mediums. They tend to kind of last longer and the pages are thicker, so you can do a lot more with them and not have a lot of bleed through. Unless you're doing heavy watercoloring, which I would recommend putting a page between so it doesn't bleed onto the other pages. But usually if you're going to use heavy water with your watercolor, I would just use it on paper that was actually made for watercolor. I love this yellow. I think this yellow is so close to gold, and I think that's why I like it so much. You may have also noticed this is the one that probably took me the longest to do. The last two took me like 5 minutes altogether, so it's also kind of like a show of the different types of like how long they can be. So like I said, this one was 15 to 20 minutes long. Some of the other ones were shorter, some are longer. And so it's all about the time that you have and the time you make for yourself. But yeah, and I'm just showing you guys the options of how you can still make your journal look pretty and fun while still managing your time and your effort. So there we go, we're done with that one, and now we go ahead and move on to another one. I'm using these blue colors again, and this is a mixture, like I said before, with the heavy watercolor. I did go a little heavy on the second flower, and it kind of bled through to my other pages, and so that's something to look out for. But Archer and Olive really does kind of hold up on the color scheme, and so yeah, I just recommend keep that in mind when you are decorating your journal. And so for this one, I kind of used the watercolor as like a background, but the main focus here was line art. And while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and do the calligraphy for the quote. You will know this about me, I love a good quote. My journal will always have at least 2 or 3 quotes in it. I don't know, they're just inspirational, and they set me up, and remind me to be happy, or they just give me joy. So I really like this quote. I can't fully see what it says right now because my hand's in the way, but I'll read it out once my hand is out of the way. Oh wait, here, let me see. Don't wait for extraordinary opportunities. Seize the occasions and make them great. Yeah, I just loved how that flowed. Seize common occasions. There we go. I almost had it. But yeah, I loved this quote. It was very much, we forget about the little things in life, the little victories. Sometimes that's why I keep my gratitude journal. And you'll probably see that next week, a little look into what I do for that. But the gratitude journal, it isn't always huge things like people's birthdays or winning an award. Sometimes it's getting a cup of coffee from your favorite restaurant. It's just the little things that you do in life add up. And so we need to recognize those moments and, like the quote says, make them great. And so I'm finishing up here. The watercolor should be about dry now. By the way, sorry if you hear animals. My cat and my dog are in the room. Not all the cats and dogs, but my cat and my dog are in here. So yeah, we finished the quote page. I'm checking to see. Okay, it's not quite dry yet, so I'm gonna go ahead. This is a fun challenge, trying to do calligraphy so far away, because usually what I'm doing is I'm hunched over the book working on it, whereas this way I need to get the shot of the video so you guys can see the pretty handwork. And so it's definitely something I'm getting used to, but it's definitely a good challenge for my calligraphy skills. I'm very much self-taught. We're coming up on another part where I jump cut, but I just did one line art with those, which means that I never lifted my pen off from the paper when I was drawing them. This next one is the simplest one, and one that I often use when I am in the height of busyness, which is stickers and paper. And so I'm just putting in the basic calligraphy, and then I'll pull out some of the really pretty stickers that I have. And I grew my collection out. I've got a pretty big collection of stickers and other types of art things that I can put in my bullet journal. And I built that over time and over the years, you know. Some of the things that I bought 4 years ago, I still have today. But yeah, earlier I mentioned that I was a beginner when it comes to calligraphy. And I just wanted to mention that some of the things that I used when I was first beginning, when I was starting to learn how to do calligraphy, I used the Crayola Super Tips, the thin ones. Those were really helpful, and if you guys want a video on how I used those in the beginning, we can definitely make a video over that. But yeah, I got a lot of these from Obujo, Notebook Therapy, the Washi Tape Shop, and some I even got just straight from Hobby Lobby. And so it definitely, you don't need to be amazing at watercolor or markers or just art in general. You just need to have the willpower to do it, you know, because I hear people all the time say, I'm not creative enough, I don't have an eye for that kind of thing. It just takes practice, you know, and doing what you think looks good, and then if it doesn't look good to you, try it again on another page. You know, art is for everyone. It doesn't have to be strictly for those who know. And here, oh gosh, here we go. My maximalist really comes out in this moment as I put every sticker with a flower on it on this page. I love it though. It's so it just feels so scrapbooky, and I love the layer upon layer of flowers and leaves. And so, like I said, this literally takes 3 to 4 to 5 minutes, and then you're done. And so these last 2 spreads are very much about using stickers in the bullet journal, and it just, there's me recognizing that you guys are still watching this, and I need to make it very obvious to you as to what I am doing. And you know, another option for you guys, if you don't have the time to fully draw out weekly spreads or even monthly spreads, you can buy a regular planner. Oh, camera shake. You can buy a regular planner and then use stickers or even other people's artwork, because people sell their artwork on Etsy, they sell it on their websites. You know, there's so many sources that are open for you to use. You know, because I think everyone likes pretty things. They like things that look nice. And so we have that ability. It doesn't necessarily have to look exactly like what I do. You know, you can draw inspiration from me, or you can do something completely different. That's the great part about journaling and planning and planners. They're so tailored to what you need and what you want. And so yeah, it just, if it makes you happy and you find yourself getting joy, because for me it's relaxing, it's how I relax, because it feels productive. You know, I'm sitting down and I'm creating something, but it's not homework, it's not work related, it's my washi tape here messes up and tears. And so I had to fix that, and I just set it off to the side. But yeah, you know, it's not work, it's not school, it's a way to relax. And so I always recommend that people try journaling, and that could be as big or as little as you want it to be. You can write down what happened in your day, how you're feeling, and then you can doodle in it, you could put the stickers in it. You can do what I do and do the bullet journaling, and that way you're getting to decorate, you're getting to do something artistic, yet still getting something physical out of it. You can make a gratitude journal in case you need that reminder every day. Or you can make a junk journal where you literally do whatever comes to mind. You know, and I recommend follow other people on Instagram or TikTok and see what they do. You know, I don't think it's stealing. I think we're all out here trying to inspire each other to do something beautiful. You know, it's not a competition of who's the best bullet journaler. It's about relaxing yourself and creating something beautiful. Anyway, here's a final flip through of everything that I did today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely leave a like and a comment down below on what I can do to improve. Have a blessed day.